Habits, they're so hard to break. I would sometimes, you know, I know every instructor will agree with me. It's a lot easier to train somebody that has never learned how to dance before than it is to train somebody who have developed a lot of bad habits. Because now you have to start arguing with this person. Part of your private lesson now will be trying to, well, actually listen to everything that they are trying to tell you, but also trying to convince them that what they're currently doing is making them look like an idiot, all right? And so what I do is I let the student just talk and talk and talk and talk, and let them just get it out of how their past instructor told them this, how their past instructors told them that, and how, you know, this is how they've done it, and blah, blah, blah. And I just let them get it all out, because if I don't allow them to talk and let them get it out, and for me to finally, after they're done, say, I got it, I understand. If I don't let that happen, what I have found is that it's a lot more difficult for them to receive information. And it's kind of like dealing with a woman. Gentlemen, listen up. If you don't let your woman just get it all out of her system verbally, then you're never going to be able to convince her of anything. You're never going to be able to get her to do anything or even to listen to you. She has to get it all out. And this is kind of what I've learned with students as well over time. Once that student has shown you how they've been taught in the past and blah, 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 say you understand, yes, and then you tell them the reason why you're going to teach them this new habit that they need to acquire, okay? Because the new habit is going to make them look and feel a lot better. Well, according to you. I mean, there's so many different ways of teaching salsa. Nothing is really wrong. It's just not how people do it in this region of the world. For example, I would not be able to teach my style of salsa, which is black belt, which is a type of New York style, in Cuba, for example. I'd be laughed out of the country, you know. Women there don't spin. Why? Because they have tennis shoes on rough pavement. They rarely have beautiful suede leather shoes on a hard wooden dance floor. So I'm not going to teach somebody who wants to learn Cuban style how to do a triple spin on a dime. It's just not going to happen. And so how you're teaching as an instructor to a student who's come in from out of town or a different region, you have to explain to them why you do a certain technique in this part of the world, okay? Or in this region.
Turn left onto West Bowles Avenue.
my GPS is going off. Anyway, if you have a student who has a bad habit, you need to do it with them 21 times to 21 songs, okay? Or have them do it 21 days in a row. Not just 21 times, but to 21 songs. That's the only way they're going to get rid of the habit. And what I normally do is I will put on various forms of music. Like I'll put on a cha-cha, and we'll do salsa moves to cha-cha. Or I'll put on a Brian Ferry song, or a Will Smith song, or MC Hammer, or whatever, to activate a different part of their brain so that they can apply that habit while listening to a different type of music.
Turn left onto West Bowles Avenue.
Okay, I'm turning. And so what happens is they are able to adjust now, no matter what kind of music they're listening to. And I also have them do it on 1 and on 2. Okay? Do it on the 3.5 if you have to. Activate different parts of their brain so that they can be focusing on something different while the new habit is being applied during the lesson. And students, you have to allow the instructor to do this with you. If not, tell the instructor to do it. Tell them you watch this video and say, hey, you know, I think that we should do it this way.
Turn right onto South Oak Street.
So now I'm going to turn right on Oak Street. So anyway, I had to tell you guys this because it was on my mind, okay? Also, students, don't keep referring back to your old instructor and saying, well, you know, my instructor told me that I have to do it like this, and I was always taught this, and na-na-na-na-na. And I'm thinking, you know what? I could really care less how much money you spent on your former instructor. You suck right now, okay? And we're trying to fix you, all right? Well, don't say that to them. I'm just venting, I guess. But anyway, so you're just trying to fix them nicely, calmly, with a smile. Understand that yes, they were taught this way, but it doesn't really work here, and it doesn't really work, and you're wondering why you're taking a private with your instructor to begin with. It's obvious that you need it. It's obvious that people are turning you down.
West Patterson Place, then turn left onto South Nelson Street.
People are turning you down because either you're not dancing right, or you don't feel right dancing, or something's going on. Okay, sorry, I'm driving at the same time, but this is when I usually start thinking about this stuff. It's amazing what I think about. Anyway, so habits are really very difficult to break. And students, you have to be patient with your instructor, because your instructor is doing everything that they humanly possibly can, that they know from dancing with past awesome dancers, and they're trying to convey that information to you. So they know what it's like to feel a world-class lead. They know that they used to get their fix with such and such and such and such person, and they are so desperately trying to convey that feeling to you so that you can give them their fix. You understand? That's what I do. I go back in my mind 20 years, and I say, over 20 years, whatever, and I say, God, okay, this is how Tom, Dick, and Harry made me feel. Unbelievable, you know. I often go back to Peter Figuet, one of the top leads in the world. I go back to Milton Cobo, James Cobo, two of the top leads in the world. I often go back to just different people that I used to dance with. Christian Oviedo, Christian Villalobos. Those guys made me feel like I wanted to have their babies, you know? I mean, it was like unbelievable. Fabrizio from Holland, my God. Some of the top leads in the world, and I feel, I understand what it felt like, and when I so desperately want all the guys I trained to feel like them. That's why I created the World's Best Leads DVD series. I always ask for 2 microphones during filming. I said, give the guy 1 microphone to explain his move, and then give me a microphone so I can explain really what he's really doing in his lead that he doesn't even realize he does, that is far and above everybody else. I mean, you have good dancers, you have great dancers, you have excellent dancers, and then there's a gap, right? And then you have the world's best. You have the world's elite dancers. And this is when I teach a private, or when I train my apprentices or whatever, I am so desperately trying to convey to them how something is supposed to feel. Because why? Because I felt it in the past and it felt freaking awesome, all right? Am I digressing? Habits. Okay, we were going to habits. So with a habit, when your student comes to you, or when you go to an instructor, students, empty your mind. Tell them everything that the problem is. Don't continue to fester on it. Just let it out for a few minutes. Don't waste their time and your precious time and your money. And then let them really understand what's going on and focus on that, and then do it 21 songs, okay? All different speeds, on 1, on 2. Yes, New Yorkers, you need to teach your students on 1 as well. Everybody else in the world knows on 1 and on 2. You guys just know on 2. It's hysterical. I was in Switzerland. I asked, I won't say his name, but anyway, I asked a really, really world famous salsero from New York. I said, let's do this on 1. Just to piss him off. I knew it would. Anyway, he goes, okay, yeah, I could do it on 1. No problem. He could only put me in cross-body leads and turns, and then he ended up on 2. It was hysterical. Anyway, I feel that every student should know both on 1 and on 2, and in the black belt system, that's what we teach, is on 1 and on 2, which is awesome. So anyway, I'm digressing again. Habits. Yeah, habits. New Yorkers, habit is on 2. No, I'm just kidding. I am giving you guys so much shit right now. It's crazy. I used to live in New York. I lived upstairs Nelson Flores' house for months, dealing with this guy, this New Yorker from the Bronx. Some of my best friends are from New York, really. I just love New Yorkers, but you guys have this freaking attitude. Anyway, I won't go on. I love you, Nelson. All right? So, habits. I'm sorry, I'm digressing. So yeah, it's a lot easier to teach somebody that's brand new with a fresh white slate than it is to teach somebody with bad habits. All right. Just be patient. Go over it over and over and over again to different styles of music, different tempos. Do it 21 times. And you have to be patient with each other. Students, don't aggravate your instructor by continuing to go back and show the instructor what your bad habit was, because you do not want to enforce that in your brain. Once your instructor fixes the habit, do not even think about the old way you used to do it. Just erase your mind of that, okay? Don't compare. It does nothing but upset your instructor. It does nothing but confuse your mind. Because if you start comparing, then your mind is going to be continuously activated and reminded of the old way. Once you fix the habit, never ever go back, okay? All right, I've said enough. Damn, I even had to stop the car. All right, so anyway, I hope you guys have a great day and a happy life, and I love you, Nelson Flores. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.